And yeah, this is sort of what we do. I have a guest every week, or almost every week. Sometimes I take weeks off because I get tired from moving my apartment. Anyway, that was last week. I'm back, and we chat about whatever for about an hour, and it's super fun. And you're more than welcome to either join in here on Instagram Live, or if you're joining from Twitch, hello. Hello, Twitch on the Transverse Network. Very excited. Emily should be streaming that there. Oh, here we go. The Transgender Show just joined. So there we go. We'll be live shortly. Comment away. We've got Kelly this week monitoring the comments from Twitch to send them over to me so that I can see them. And if you want to message me, that's totally fine. But just so you know, friends, don't be a weird jerk chaser because I will kick you out very quickly. Yeah, and that includes sending a million flower emojis. Sorry, random chasers. I'm not interested. All right, let's see who breaks the rule first. Hello from Twitch. And hello to Twitch. And yeah, so I think we said earlier that this is the second to last time I'll be cooking in the kitchen here. Because I am moving out of this apartment. It's very sad, but it's very exciting. New challenges and all that. But we'll get into it. Because we've got a guest to join. So, Saoirse, I will invite you on the show. Amy, stop it. Is this how I do it? Invite. Beep, beep, beep. There we go. Push button. I'm good at using phones. Hello.
Hello. Oh my gosh, weird. This is really too close.
It's a weird setup. Don't worry about it. Every week I'm like, I've got it this time, and then I'll turn my camera on, and it's like, beep. So
the lighting is terrible.
That's okay. You look wonderful.
Thanks.
How the heck are you?
I'm good. I am on the other side of what you're about to be on. I just moved to this apartment a few days ago, which means I cannot find my Bluetooth headset, which is why you're at the mercy of my iPhone's microphone is the word.
Right, there you
go. And also, please pay no attention to the crime scene that is the apartment behind me, because I have not unpacked.
I think I remember asking you when I was like, hey, do you want to come on the show? You were like, I should be moved by then. And I was like,
I am moved. I am moved. That happened.
Moved in
it's
necessarily.
The actual, unpacking process that hasn't happened.
Well, yeah. I think there was, when I moved into this place, oh, yeah. So you're already not welcome, friend.
Wow.
So that's what I said. There's always somebody who can't handle it. And it's going to go ahead, block you. Goodbye. You're not welcome. We're done with you. But I think when I first moved into this place, there was a box set for like 2 years. I was like, I should really get around to unpacking that. And then eventually I was just like, I obviously don't need whatever's in here.
Right.
Off to the donation bin.
And then you go into that thing of like, well, can I, at this point, throw just the whole box away? Because obviously I haven't opened it in 2 years.
I don't need this. Anyway, what are you making today?
I am making shrimp tacos with mango and dragon fruit salsa.
Whoa, mango and dragon fruit salsa. That's amazing.
And I'm drinking a very PG drink that does not have tequila in it.
Oh, it can have tequila in it. That's totally fine.
I don't know. We got varying age groups.
Well, are you underage?
No, I just meant, I don't know what Instagram's rules are these days. I mean, shit.
Oh, sure, right. Yeah.
Talk about boobs for 5 seconds and you get banned.
Uh-oh, we just got canceled.
I know. There we go. We're done.
Thanks. Bye, everyone.
This has been Queerantine Kitchen. Thank you so much. I'm going to try and adjust this to where you can actually see my cutting board.
Yeah, it's not super going to work, but that's okay. Oh, there we go. I am making something that I made a couple days ago, and I was just like, oh, you know what? I want that again. And I'm just making like all the stuff from a taco kit, but on nachos. So
Nice.
that's what I'm doing
I
because
have
it's just like I want
definitely
nachos.
lived that reality before. So,
Yes, because sometimes you're just like, you know what? This is what I want. This will be comforting. And I don't know what it's like with you, but we're still in lockdown. Although I guess in my city, you can go out to a balcony or a patio and have outdoor dining, but I'm not ready.
and
Not
what
ready
city
for
are
it.
you in again?
I am in Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Oh, okay.
Sunny Calgary, where yesterday it snowed about 4 or 5 inches, and the day before that it was 20 degrees Celsius, so it was like high 60s, I think, Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
So we're just living Canadian spring to the fullest here.
Which is
It's
basically
the best.
you're just like on your toes all day. You don't really know what's gonna happen.
It's one of those. It's one of those times of year where in the morning your car needs to be defrosting and need the heat on, and then if you're driving home in the afternoon, you're like windows down, AC on. Um, it's real seesaw, teeter totter. And where are you from, or where are you at?
I am in Seattle,
Seattle. Oh,
which is enjoying one of its rare sunny and warm weeks.
oh,
Currently in like the mid to high 70s.
oh, that's pretty warm.
Yeah, it's really hard. And we're suffering over here.
Life stuff, eh?
Yeah. So, we're having fun. I swear it's funny, like, so I moved here from Southern California
Okay.
a little bit less than 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And of course, I actually grew up in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I just realized, like, you get my boobs and my cutting board.
Hey, this is the content people are here to see.
I don't think anyone's gonna cry about it.
But thank goodness you preface the like drinking part. We wouldn't want any moral panics over here.
Entirely inappropriate. Anyway. So what was I saying? Oh, I grew up in Albuquerque.
You're in Albuquerque. Yep.
Which is very sunny and deserty. And then I lived for 13 years in Southern California. So when I moved to Washington, everybody was like, oh my gosh, you're going to hate it. It's so cloudy and cold and blah, blah, blah. I was like, whatever. As you can tell, I am pretty damn Irish. So me and the sun kind of don't get along most of the time. So I was like, it's fine. I don't need as much sun as y'all think I do.
Guess what? I didn't drop the knife or cut my finger.
Hey, look at you go.
For real. For real.
You're up in the world.
I'm doing it. I'm living it. So you've been like, you've lived all over a little bit. So
I've lived quite a few places. But so all that to say,
sure. When
I first moved here and went through the first Seattle winter, which is, of course, as you know, high latitude, like sun goes down at like fucking 4:30 in the afternoon.
Yes, it certainly does.
I was like, this is fine. I can handle this. I lived for these days growing up in the high desert of Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Okay.
But definitely 2 full winters in, I'm like, okay, I get it.
You get it.
The sun comes out and everybody literally feels like they're high.
Yes, because as you go for so long and you think, I'm handling winter fine this year, and then the minute it's nice for a minute, like even half a day, everyone is just like, ah!
Yeah. And like literally everybody goes outside. Traffic gets stupid. It's intense.
Cool.
But that's okay. Oh, that one's
so, what brought you to choosing the recipe you're making today, the shrimp tacos? Is it favorite or just let's do it?
I had shrimp in my freezer.
I love it.
And so I was like, well, I guess I'm making shrimp tacos.
Oh, we've got a
complicated decision-making process.
That sounds like a lot of thought went into it for sure. We got a question from the Twitch channel, it looks like, or maybe just the transgender show specifically, but saying, Saoirse, where did you live in SoCal?
Carlsbad.
Carlsbad.
Which is just north of San Diego.
Oh. I have never been there.
Not many. Most of the people who've been to Carlsbad don't realize that they've been to Carlsbad.
Is that the same place as the Carlsbad Caverns?
No, that is in Carlsbad, New Mexico, which is the
see?
other place that I grew up.
Oh, so you're just like Carlsbad to Carlsbad. Like I have to.
I didn't really live in Carlsbad, New Mexico, but I have been there several times. It's a pretty not terribly exciting place. Unless you're going to the caverns, then it's cool. No, so I lived in Southern California for about 13 years. I moved down there with my ex in order to start a church with my friends.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, that worked out really well.
Okay.
Look at me now. So, yeah. Fun times.
Sounds interesting.
That's a whole different podcast.
It's a whole different podcast. Thank you for calling this a podcast. It is absolutely not that, but
I know. Well, but
that's another thing
if we were
that
going
I
to talk
do.
about my former church life, it would be on a podcast. So
that would be amazing. I would. I'm like super intrigued. People want to hear it. I'm sure we're gonna get a cry for Saoirse to start a podcast to talk about the church that she started
and the inherent evils of it. Don't get me started.
Okay, I won't get you started.
I was actually in ministry for a very long time.
Okay.
About from the age of like 13 to the age of like 30.
Oh, that is a decent chunk of life.
Yeah.
Wow.
So starts to, add up as to why it took me until I was 34 to come out.
Mm-hmm. Hey, same here.
Hey, look at us go.
Yeah, I was like, I'm 34. Let's try this. That's not how it happened.
Let's stop living this hellscape that we call cisnormativity.
Yeah, boo cisnormativity. In answer to Rachel's question from Shannon, this is a new taco seasoning spice kit. This hasn't been around for like almost 2 decades, like some of my stuff. So everybody settle down.
Wait, hold on. You've had seasonings in your kitchen for 2 decades?
So a few weeks ago, I made this stir fry, and there was this seasoning pack that I was like, oh yeah, I'll just use this because it was in my kitchen. I had it in the cupboards forever. I was trying to use stuff up. And then it was like, best before August 2005. And I was like, oh
my God.
That's a decently old piece of thing. And I used it, and I'm still here. So.
Yeah, so the thing about spices, so for everybody that doesn't know, I was a chef for nigh on 18 years before doing what I do now, which is real estate, because kitchens are terrible.
I'm sure they're not the best.
And so I can tell you that the issue with spices is not that they're ever going to go bad, of course. They don't really go bad to the point of like making you sick.
They're just like, they lose their potency.
But they really don't taste good. And some of them, especially the ones where they garner most of their flavor from essential oils, will get rancid, which is pretty nasty.
Yes, it was fine. It tasted a little bit bland, but it wasn't anything
but yeah, usually won't make
too
you
worrisome.
sick.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm browning up a little bit of ground beef, and I had one sausage in a pack left over, so I crumbled that in there too. So I've got beef and sausage coming in. And then I'm going to also make like a little guacamole. I think these avocados are ripe-ish. They're ripe enough. A little bit of mashing. Get them done.
All right.
Um, yeah. So you were a chef. I remember that's sort of how we started talking, I think, because you had watched a different Queerantine Kitchen episode, and you're like, I was boiling up some chilies, and you're like, you're doing it wrong.
I did
And then
not say that.
No, I know.
I wasn't being that rude about it.
No, but I could tell that you're being very polite, but I could tell there was a subtext of being like, oh no, she's fucking it up so bad, and I need to help her. And so I was like, well, you should come on the show then. And then it took like 6 months for you to get here, but
Well, life being what it is.
that's how it is sometimes. Okay, what are you doing? Just sharpening up your knife?
Yeah.
Oh, what is this thing you're holding?
It's a mug.
Oh, okay. I was like,
A
this is
fun
an
party trick. If you recently moved and cannot find your honing steel, the bottom ring of most mugs does not have any glazing on it, and it is the same grit as a ceramic sharpening stone.
Well, how about that?
And then you can slice through your tomatoes nice and easy instead of smashing them like I was doing a second ago.
Oh, I love smashing tomatoes. It's my favorite band.
I mean, in the right context, it's fine.
No, I know what you mean. When you're cutting a tomato with a knife that's not sharp enough, it's one of the most annoying things in all of kitchen.
Yes. In all of kitchen dumb, exactly.
All right. They're like, you need to use like a whole bunch of this taco seasoning, but what we're going to do is we're going to give you a tiny opening that you can't get anything out of.
And for those purists out there watching me and judging me, no, I'm not seeding my tomatoes.
That's okay. I'm using like old El Paso taco kit stuff, so I am also not a purist at all. This is like I said, this is just like moving comfort food.
Part of being in kitchens for so long, you learn to get really just kind of frustrated with the weird standards of operation that a lot of chefs and people have of like, oh, this has to look picturesque and perfect, and it's like, but you're about to eat it, and then you know what comes after. So like, maybe like I'm all for eating with your eyes and making food beautiful, but there's a certain limit to how that's going to be perceived. You know.
That is totally fair.
Forgot I'm making onions too.
Yeah, I love my favorite part of food is the eating because, like, yes, well, it is very often like all five senses should be doing something when you're eating. At the end of the day, I'm like, if it doesn't taste good, it's not gonna get you anything.
It really doesn't matter. Yeah, that was one of the big points of frustration that I had with a lot of chefs, and especially a lot of like celebrity chefs and cooking shows and TV and all that stuff, was like, so often people didn't really think like about how someone's going to consume the dish.
Mm-hmm.
So they just make something. What are you doing?
I'm opening a bag of chips, and I did it super quietly.
Oh, cool.
No, I didn't.
They would make something that just looked great and beautiful and wonderful, and then like when you actually try to consume it, it's like impossible.
So what kind of restaurants did you work in when you were working on, if you want to talk about it, if it was like a bad experience?
I worked in a lot of different settings. My deal is I kind of wanted to be pretty well-rounded. I never really thought like, oh, this one cuisine is mine, So I worked in like some Asian restaurants, but probably the most common restaurant that I worked in and the place where the genre that I would have spent most of my actual chefing years was in like kind of like a gastropub type setting.
Okay, and for those of us who aren't super clear on the definition of gastropub,
Welcome to the club, because nobody actually knows.
what is that? What is that?
It's mostly like it's a place, it's like a pub, only with like kind of a higher emphasis on quality food.
Oh, okay.
As opposed to like a typical pub that's just going to have kind of your regular greasy fare.
Right.
Gastropub is like, it's a pub with a chef, basically, instead of a pub with a bar menu.
Right. So they're gonna do chicken wings, but they'll be like smoked chicken wings and
yeah,
be kind of fancy.
Yeah, totally.
I love it. We've got a question from the transgender show. If you're comfy answering it, you don't have to on this one if you want. But saying, spoiler for the transgender show question, how did you choose your name? And again, we don't have to talk about that if you don't want to on this show.
I actually like talking about that. So I am Irish, and basically, if you take the area of the world that gets the least amount of sun and has the least amount of melanin in their skin, that's where my people came from.
Oh, love it.
So, but my parents, being parents, were so kind to adorn me with 2 Hebrew names.
Okay.
Which, of course, have absolutely nothing to do with my heritage.
Sure.
So when I decided I wanted to change my name, originally I had kind of thought about sticking to kind of a female equivalent of my birth name.
Okay.
And then I was like, you know what? No, because I don't want to sit here and, think of my old self every time somebody says my name. So, so I knew I wanted something Irish. And Saoirse is the Irish Gaelic term for freedom.
Oh, I love that.
And I always really liked it. There's some cool people in the world with that name. And I just, kind of went with it. I also am not going to lie, I'm kind of a sucker for a certain amount of kind of subversion.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that for the rest of my life, people would just tumble over my name, and it kind of gave me a little bit of sense of satisfaction.
It is funny. Every time I was trying to like search you out on my Instagram page to send you a message or whatever, I was like, okay, S. And then is it A or O or I? And then I'd just be like, S-A, and I would like try to autocomplete. And then I was always like, I got eventually S-A-O, and then I was like, now the R definitely comes. There's no way there's 3 vowels in a row, but nope, there we are, third vowel.
Don't underestimate the Irish and their love of vowels.
They love a vowel.
And people always talk about, I took 2 semesters of French in college, and people talk about how French is full of unnecessary vowel sounds, and I'm like, have you met Irish?
Have you met Irish? All right, I didn't do a dumb thing, but I did a nerdy thing on my nacho plate, and I want to show everybody.
Okay, what is it?
It's me being a big, dumb Canadian nerd. Haha, 2 kinds of chips, and so I made a little can of the flag.
Oh my gosh. That is special. But I envy you a little bit in that you live in a country that playing around with the flag doesn't associate with you and associate you with a certain group of people.
It's true. We're pretty chill about our flag up in Canada. We're just like, yeah, there's the maple leaf. Look at it go.
Yeah.
Also, it works on Instagram because it's not reversed.
Yeah, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's my little nod to patriotism by making nachos, the most Canadian dish I can think of.
I mean,
That's
right.
cool. I love your name. I remember I was teaching in Australia the first time I heard the name Saoirse, and I remember I probably made this poor kid feel bad, and I feel bad about it, but she was like, I was doing attendance, and it was like one of those things where, she's in grade 6 or something, and I was like, whoa, how do you say this name? I was just like really taken aback, and then I was like, after she's like, it's Saoirse, and I was like, okay, I'm sorry for making it a big thing, but I'd never seen a name like that before.
I mean, it's an outlier for sure. It's definitely one of the appealing things to me was I would not be at Starbucks hearing my name yelled, and it wasn't my drink.
Yeah, fair. It's like another one. What if Saoirse Ronan was there, like the actress, and you're like, oh my god.
Well, then I would faint.
You can have my drink, he said.
My gay heart would lose its mind and its autonomy for at least a moment.
Mind and autonomy. So, asking more food questions, because this is occasionally a food show, even though I don't really show what I'm cooking, and it's mostly just chatting. What are some things that you like most favorite things to cook? And do you cook outside? Like, you have kept
Oh yeah, I do.
your desire after working?
I love to cook. I just didn't love working in kitchens. So
Okay.
So growing up in New Mexico, obviously I have a pretty solid Latin influence, although New Mexico's brand of cuisine is kind of a really, really cool amalgam of the Latin side of things and also a very robust native cuisine as well.
Okay.
So I love both of those. Now I'm switching to the saute station.
Oh my god, you've got such a cool setup, and I'm just like over here being like, here's my dumb face, I put lipstick on.
It's literally so like my phone is clinging for dear life to a holder that is on my spice rack. So it's certainly not. It was literally conceived about 5 minutes before I started the live stream. So
That is absolutely in the spirit of the show. So
right?
the like, fuck it, we'll do it live, we'll figure it out as we go mentality is like part of what makes this show so special to me.
Right.
Because it's such a delight. So anyway, you're telling me about cooking and your favorites.
So definitely a lot of that. I also really, really enjoy Asian cuisines.
Okay.
I certainly don't pretend or claim to be an expert in them, but I know a fair amount and like to try and replicate as best I can. So I really love that. I love most of what I did professionally was more like Franco-American style stuff. So a lot of like Southern food, heavy things, pub things.
A lot of cream.
A lot of French influence, you know, using the 4 magic ingredients, which are cream, butter, alcohol, and bacon.
Oh, those are magical ingredients.
The idea being that if you add those ingredients to at least one of those ingredients to any dish, it will be improved. So.
Hey, we got a friend who needs to get kicked out. Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay.
Don't do that. That's not okay.
Fun fact about this kitchen. Today years old when I turned this kitchen on for the first time. So I'm still kind of getting used to like this stove. I'm pretty sure. So this apartment is in downtown Seattle.
Okay.
And I'm reasonably certain this stove is like not original to the building, but pretty close.
Is it an old building?
Yeah, the building is turn of the 20th century, so like 1906, I think.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, so it's certainly aged, let's put it that way. And this stove,
It's pretty ripe.
I'm estimating it's from somewhere in the 1950s or 60s.
Oh, wow. So it's electric or gas?
It is electric. Because the other fun thing about my kitchen is there is no actual ventilation. There's no vent fan, so I'm cooking shrimp, and my roommate is probably going to be super excited about that when they get home and everything in the entire house smells like shrimp.
You're like, welcome home, roommate.
Hey.
I mean, I have a little like hood vent above my stove, but it doesn't actually go anywhere. It just like goes up and then out like 3 inches higher. So I'm like, I don't know what.
Oh, is it running through your microwave?
It's not running through my microwave. What?
There's some that they go in the bottom of the microwave and then come out in the top, and they're supposed to only like filter out
Amy?
like grease.
Oh,
Stuff.
no. It's just, I mean, I think there's a filter on it. Yeah, there is. But it's just like a shitty apartment stove. But it's my shitty apartment stove, and I have it for the next 11 days.
There you go.
And gosh darn it, I'm going to cook on it at least one more time because I'll do Queerantine Kitchen here next week.
Nice.
And then I will move because I already don't have any furniture left in here.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, it's basically empty. I'm staying at my parents' place.
Okay, so I'm
fine.
terrible. I'm a terrible guest, and I have not followed along with this story. Where are you moving to?
That's okay. You're not a terrible guest at all. I am, so in the fall, I'm going to start school in Montreal, way out east, going back to school to take some psychology because I lost my job in September and I worked with kids, and then I was like kind of adrift and wondering what to do, and I'm not making money from my podcast yet, so I have to get a job, and I decided I'd go back to school and take some psychology classes. So
There you go.
I'm working on that. Danielle, you can't judge me. I'm not making authentic Mexican food, so get out of here.
Wait, what you do?
Oh, I'm getting shit because I'm trying to make Mexican food again, and Danielle, my internet nemesis, is here to judge me.
Oh.
That's okay. She can't judge me. So yeah, anyway, I last week, the reason there wasn't a show last week was because I finished like moving. I brought the truck back to U-Haul at like 4:37, and then I was like, I'm glad I canceled this because it was I was really tired. I was really wiped from moving out a whole apartment all day.
Yeah, that I can attest to that.
So did
It's
cook.
being a difficult thing.
Kelly, I'm moving to Quebec. I'm moving in with you. If this is a surprise, then surprise.
Oh, you're moving in with Kelly?
Yeah, I'm moving in with Kelly.
Oh, you guys are so gay.
I know, we're the gayest. And that's all right. I'm definitely down for that.
I'm down for it too.
Updating people who are just coming. I'm making some sort of pub style nachos with taco stuff. And Saoirse is making. That's where you
Shrimp
tell us what you're
tacos.
making. Shrimp tacos. With what kind of salsa?
Mango dragon fruit salsa.
So I want to know more about this mango dragon fruit salsa because it's really intriguing, and then I want to know what else is in there.
I probably should have actually explained what I was doing.
Yeah.
Instead of just doing it whilst talking.
No. That's what this show is about. You don't explain anything, and people just get to watch and sort of go, I wonder what they're making, and then
Get to watch and get mad at you for making bad culinary decisions.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
That works.
Haters gonna hate.
Okay, so mango salsa. That's what I was talking about.
Okay, mango dragon fruit salsa, which
mango
is
dragon fruit salsa has, in this case, sorry, my stove is messy. How are you messy? I've never even used you before. In this case,
I didn't turn my oven on. Shit, I didn't turn my oven on.
That is a rookie mistake.
It is a rookie mistake, and I'm a rookie making that mistake.
There you go.
Also, this lime was not ripe, so it's a bit rock hard. So I'm gonna jab it a bunch with a fork first.
If you have trouble getting juice out of limes, roll them on the counter with your palm.
I did that.
I did
that. It's still.
So don't listen to me.
It's just not a good one.
Okay,
I will listen to you. I love that trick, that hack though. But yes, salsa time.
Salsa. So we got a little mango in there. We got some dragon fruit, lime, salt, a little cumin,
oh boy,
and some tahini. Which, if you've never had tahini, that is tahini.
Ooh.
It's backwards, but it's delicious. It's like a chili and citric acid and salt that you sprinkle on fruit.
Okay.
And it's delicious, and it's also delicious in a fruit salsa.
And so it's like a salsa fresca situation what you're making here.
Yes, very much so.
And
I've got some fresh chopped cilantro. And
I've got cilantro too.
A little bit of onions, some jalapenos because the store I went to didn't have serranos because they're evil. There's one thing, I love Seattle and I love how amazing it is here, but finding certain products is a little difficult.
Oh yeah?
Sorry, I had to run away for a second.
That's okay.
And then I'm gonna add this because yum.
Oh yeah, chula.
Because some like it hot. What can I say? Although this isn't all that hot.
Do you have are you like the spicier the better type of person?
I like spicy. It needs to be like effective.
Okay.
It needs to be spicy to the point where like you can still eat it and enjoy the flavor.
Okay.
Woo! It's warm in this kitchen.
Hi, Mish.
Hi. And yeah, there you go.
I love it.
Shrimp tacos.
Oh, you're already done. Oh,
I am done. I'm a little too fast at this. That's why I was trying to time it out earlier, and I was like, no.
Well, you can either start eating or you can just sort of hang out.
I think I'm just going to hang because the idea of eating on camera sounds terrible.
That's never stopped me before, but to each their own, I suppose.
Just like, you know. Oh,
so you grew up, hello? You grew up making like sort of New Mexican type food, but was there any like, here is my number one favorite dish to make? Also, earlier, Amy said she liked both of our curls, so I'm
thanks.
just paying that compliment because
I am particularly fond of them. I did not know they existed until I started growing my hair out.
Hey, same. Hard to.
I've always had short hair. Well, that's not true. I had long hair as a kid, and as a kid, I didn't have curls. I had like a slight wave.
Oh, interesting.
And then, yeah, now they're curly.
Now they're curly.
And it's beautiful, and I love it, and it's a pain in the ass.
Yes.
To take care of.
Of course, yes. There's like, I was talking to a friend the other day, and I do want to get back to like what your favorite food is or favorite thing to cook is in a minute, but I was talking to a friend the other day who was like, man, before I transitioned, I never understood what girls possibly meant when they said like, oh, I can't do that, I have to wash my hair. And I was always like, there's no way like hair washing could take that long. And now I'm like, okay, if I do a wash day, then I can have 2 days where it's just fine, and then I can do like
my hair because Seattle obviously is not the driest place in the world.
Right. It's like 200% humidity.
Yeah. It if I wash it and let it air dry, it will take, depending on what I'm doing, 4 to 6 hours for it to dry.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And so I blow dry my hair because who has that time? But I only wash it like wash it like once a month.
Oh really? Once a month?
I rinse it several times a week and condition it, but I only like shampoo the stuff out.
Like every month-ish or so.
Yeah, like a month. So.
Oh, awesome. I found that as soon as once I started transitioning, it was like, oh yeah, my hair just doesn't get greasy and gross every like 10 seconds. So
Yeah, weird.
I don't actually have to do that. It's amazing. It's amazing what I was missing. All right. Finally, the long-awaited answer to the question of what was like your favorite thing to cook or a nostalgic meal growing up.
Well,
Not bleeding.
I do have a very nostalgic memory of the day that I took over grilling practices from my father.
Okay.
My father's, well, we won't get into him, but he's not good at what he does as far as grilling goes. He's very much one of those, like, grilled chicken for him was like, cooked chicken on grill, brush very sugary barbecue sauce onto said chicken until it is completely black, and cross your fingers and hope that
pickles.
that it's cooked all the way through.
Yeah. Oh, so it's like burn the outside and then maybe the inside is just a real gamble.
Yeah, and so needless to say, that's not how I did it. And so one day he was late or something happened, and my mom asked me to do it. So I made the chicken, and everybody liked it better, and he got mad and said, fine, you can grill from now on. And I was like, okay.
Oh. It's weird that, like, it seems like a very cis thing where it's like, you know, at home, you like, the mom is supposed to cook unless it's the barbecue, and then that is what the dad gets to cook.
Yes.
And it's just like, but you're not always good at it just because you're the dad.
In fact, more often than not, because you aren't the person who grew up understanding how to cook food, you're pretty bad at it, and really, arguably, shouldn't be in charge of it.
Yeah.
Because it turns out that cooking with fire is actually quite nuanced and difficult, and definitely demands a certain level of understanding. That was my my station. My preferred station all through my career was to work on the grill. I love the grill. So,
okay.
And it is a difficult station. It is temperamental and problematic, and it's fun.
Yeah, I love grilling stuff. But it is. You're right. It can go really well, or it can go sideways, like in an instant if you're not like on it.
Yeah.
Pretty good. I remember when I was a few years ago. I had a pig roast with my friends, and we watched a bunch of horror stories about like people who like improperly did like the pit roasting and the fat caught fire, and it was basically just like this. Oh,
it's real.
Grease bomb, like a literal ball of fire. Level 4 spell. Or level 3 spell, sorry. It's D&D talk.
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm a big nerd. But
you're in good company.
Of course. And even if I wasn't, it's like, that's okay. You don't have to be a nerd, but I am. But when you're not cooking, obviously you're doing real estate. What else do you get up to in your day? What do you what does Saoirse do for fun?
I play a lot of Fortnite because I'm 12.
Oh, you're 12. See, you shouldn't have been drinking earlier.
I know, right?
Shit.
Very illegal.
So in trouble.
No, I don't know. I started playing Fortnite a few years ago, and it just kind of turned, like, I'm not even remotely good at it. Like, it's not because I'm like, look at me and my, prowess of, it's literally, I like first-person shooter games, and it's dress up. Because you can get all the little costumes and stuff, and that's why I got started.
And that's why I'm like, oh no! Oh shit! Damn it! You guys, I ruined everything.
What'd you do?
I didn't. It's actually okay. It's okay to save it. I had also I wanted to put refried beans on this, and I I didn't do it until now, but I'm gonna do it now. It's gonna be fine. Don't worry, everybody.
Danielle, you're playing Fortnite right now. You better friend me.
Oh, Danielle's really good at Fortnite. I have honestly never played Fortnite.
You shouldn't friend me.
But I've seen Danielle put up stuff where she's like, anyway, here's my victory royale or whatever. The winning thing is, I'm assuming she's winning. But
so here's the thing. When I play with groups, I'm pretty good.
okay.
When I play by myself, I'm fine. Like, I'll get into, like, the top 10 usually.
Okay.
But I think, like, in the, I don't know, 3 years that I've been playing, I think I've managed to rack up, like, 15 or 16 individual wins. Like, no, it's something I do on a regular basis.
So my history with Fortnite is I worked with after school programming for kids for so long. Like I worked like for almost 6 years. That was my career, right? After school program leader, and I was doing that when. Hang on, let me.
That is 100% true.
Hello, here I am. I was there when Fortnite became a thing and all the kids were doing the like dances because a lot of the kids didn't like know how to play it or they were too young to play it or whatever, but they still knew all the dances. And so we had to like, there were so many times when people like would lose in a game and we're all about like, let's be fair and let's be like nice to everybody. And the kids are like doing the like loser dance and like just like being right in people's face.
Like that.
And I was like, I fucking hate Fortnite. I'm never playing a stupid goddamn game in my life. But it looks like it's a fun time, and I'm sure it is. And I'm sure if you're not a 7-year-old who is just like copying what he's seen on the internet, then it's fine.
You know, it's funny.
It's fine.
I'm the type of person, like, when I'm playing, if I'm, like, you know, hiding somewhere, because I'm very much the sneaky player. I'm not, like, I'm just going to charge in and build all the things and shoot and hope for the best, you know, like.
Oh, that was in the oven. Don't grab it with your bare hands. Good job, Billy. You're very smart.
You are very smart. Just because you burn yourself doesn't mean you're not smart. Stupid. Anyway, okay. I'm the one who, like, I hide in bushes and trees and stuff. So when somebody, like, actually finds me and snipes me or something, like, I get impressed. I'm like, oh, good job.
Okay, you found me. I was hiding.
And the worst thing I've ever done, though, was turn on the comms.
Oh, like the microphone?
Oh, boy. You will lose faith in humanity so fast. It's staggering. Like, I mean, not only is there the weird part of, like, you know, you get voice dysphoria and people like, you know, mistake, you know, where, like, misgender you and that sort of thing. But also just like kids are fucking brutal to each other.
They
and
sure are.
I'm like, I don't understand how humanity's gonna survive with these people. Like, they're nuts. I'm like, where are your parents? But it was really funny one time. I was playing with these, I don't know how it happened, but I happened into an Australian server. And so I was squatted up because I had a specific challenge that needed to be part of the squad. And I was squatted up with these Australians. And one of them, like, we were talking, and at one point, one of them misgendered me, and I was like, you know, actually, I'm a she. And he was like, oh, no, mate, no, I bet you're not a she, you know, and he's like going off. And
dude,
his friend goes, hold on. If she says she's a she, we need to respect that, mate. Don't, you know. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna move to Australia. It was kind of cute.
Australians are chill.
Yeah.
I lived in Australia for a year, and it was still, even though I was like wondering why I had questions about my gender back then, and I didn't do anything about it for almost another decade. That's another story.
For a different podcast.
I loved living in Australia. I lived in Melbourne.
What?
It was so chill. It was so much fun. I would do it again in a hot minute. And not just because they don't have any COVID.
I just found you could do effects. This is the first time I've gone live. Well, not the first time, but I never
just
effects. Woo!
You're just playing around now?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to put a bunch of lettuce on top of this because I'm a Philistine and I don't really care what people think about me. But we are coming up on, oh, hello. Oh, it's so many effects.
I don't know.
We have got less than 10
minutes.
10 minutes left. So please, if you want to plug anything, any causes, any projects, anything you're working on, now's your chance. And then I have a bunch of stuff to do at the end of the show. But
I mean, the only thing that I'm working on is getting unpacked. So
okay, sure.
Yeah. Just if you're in the United States, call and yell at senators that are being assholes.
Oh yeah. Hey, how about we don't regulate
my
trans kids out of existence?
Yeah, it's super fun.
That'd be fun. Yeah, there you go. That's a great message. If you're in the States, and honestly, I've sent emails to a couple of like senators. Like they're not going to see these, but it makes me feel better to be like, hey, cut it out.
Yeah.
As for me, okay, so there's a little bit of a cookbook update because we're putting together a cookbook for Queerantine Kitchen.
Ooh.
And donating all the money that we make from it to a local trans-focused charity in Calgary called Skipping Stone Foundation.
Oh, cool.
We haven't like announced any dates at all yet because it's still all up in the air, but we are going to reopen submissions from people if they would like, because we're gonna just push it back a little bit. I don't have enough time this summer with my move and everything to focus on it, but Kelly and I have like narrowed down which like book printing place we want to go with, and then we want to like cook the food and stage the food and actually photograph it so that it can be like the best product it can be. So we're going to reopen the books. If you want to if we want to send an email, you can do so at queerantinekitchen@gmail.com. It should be in the chat eventually, but queerantinekitchen@gmail.com. Send a recipe, send a little blurb about why this is your favorite recipe, and then we may pick it for the book. And once we know, like once we start putting it all together, we'll be able to tell you sort of when the dates are coming out and when it's ready to go. So yeah.
Let's sick the Fortnite kids on the terrible politicians. I mean, that's what's gonna happen. That's the natural order of things.
Okay. Also for me, I don't think these refried beans worked out. Ugh, oh well. Yeah, this maybe one is one I don't show for people. I'll show my guacamole. I'm proud of that. Yes, queerantinekitchen@gmail.com. Also, tune back in most Mondays when I have a different guest every week. It's a lot of fun. I hope you had fun. Thank you so much for coming on and joining in. And if you want to hear my voice but not see my face, I also do a podcast called Nothing to Fear. It is a horror movies podcast that I host with two of my friends, and we watch a horror movie every week and then talk about that movie. And it's a lot of fun. And also, check out the Transverse Network, which is where this is streaming from. They have a lot of other cool shows, like the Transgender Show, which I think you're going to be a guest on, maybe?
Me?
I don't know. Maybe? I don't know. I'm assuming Emily's going to get around to it.
I've not heard this, but I
Oops.
gotta say no. But
all right, well, there you go, Emily. You can also
first
check
I've heard
out
of it.
like Builders Guild, which has got Emily does one where she builds droids. Jess does one where she's building Legos or Lego, and then I think Rosa's doing one where there's mechs, and then a fourth thing to be determined. But there's a ton of great shows on there. Emily's doing an amazing job building that from nothing and starting it into this really awesome, cool thing, and it's really fun to be a part of. So
Nice.
check out on all those things. And now at the end of the show, just so I can grab a still for the image, I kind of like hold your food up,
Mm.
and then we pose for a minute so I can do the little slider thing so I can pick one. Uh, sorry, the transgender show. I don't know if I blew up someone's spot, but thanks so much. Alrighty, I hope you enjoy your dinner. And
I will.
yes, if you want to, that's right. That's another thing. If you want to keep watching stuff on Twitch, Julia Raw Jules is going to be the guest for the transgender show, a special episode tonight. Julia was the very first person who said she would cook with me for this show when it didn't even have a name yet, and we did it on her Instagram page. But Julia was how this whole show started because she was cooking stuff, and I was like, hey, let's cook and talk.
I love Julia. She's rad.
Yeah, she's awesome. So if you're on Twitch, stick around in an hour for the transgender show special episode tonight. And again, yeah, thank you so much, Saoirse, for joining me. Your Instagram handle is Saoirse the Pirate.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, give her a follow because it's a good fun time. Everyone, follow everyone. Follow everybody. Especially follow Saoirse. All right. We'll talk to you next week for the last time in this tiny weird kitchen. Thanks everybody for watching. See ya.
Bye.
Bon appetit.
Forgot the microphone. Let's see. Don't I have one where it's just me? Yeah, there we go. Hey everyone. I have a lot to do to get ready for Julia's show, so I'm not going to stay on very long. I just wanted to take another second. Thank you so much to Billie and Saoirse for a wonderful show. And Billie, great job on the promos. I know you're not watching this, but that's awesome. If you can pass it on to her, either Amy or Kelly, whoever's in the chat, thank her for that because that was pretty pro. She's good. So yeah, special edition of the transgender show tonight is tonight in an hour, so it's almost 5 p.m. Pacific. It'll be on at 6 p.m. Pacific after I get a couple things done and get a chance to talk to her first. She wasn't able to do it on Tuesday, so we're doing it tonight, which means there will not be a show tomorrow. Let me know in the chat if you like the idea of me just rerunning the episode for anybody that doesn't get a chance to see it today. And yeah. Cool. I was trying to decide, it might be a good idea to keep the momentum going and keep everybody on. I don't know how I'm going to be able to entertain you for an hour, considering all the stuff I have to do. And yeah, it's not the level of focus that I'm gonna be able to have there. So we're gonna go ahead and it bugs me when my light's not the right color, but we're gonna go ahead and just sign off for a little bit, and then when I come back, we'll be on with Raw Jules from Instagram, everybody's favorite racer from Instagram, and yeah, cool. Yeah, we've done it before. It's not super popular. Twitch people like to watch Twitch episodes for the live stuff, but I can rerun it and I can show up in the chat and talk, or I can have some of the mods there because I think I have dinner plans actually. So yeah, okay, I'll take that advice and go ahead and we'll rerun it tomorrow if you miss it tonight. But yeah, super exciting to have more programs on one day. It feels like a real network when you've got back-to-back shows. That's why I'm liking Wednesdays with Valkyries and then Builder's Block. I will be on Builder's Block this Wednesday after Valkyries because I have still not reached out to our potential fourth member for that show. So we're going to do a tighter loop, which is great because I can't wait to see Jess. I can't wait to see you working on your gas station there. And your first episode went super good, so now I got to see if I can live up to that. I just this weekend had to finish up 2 droids, so I shipped them today. Check out Droid Outpost on Instagram. I just posted some pictures, and I'll be posting a video and some more pictures probably later today after I'm done. But it came out so good. A 2-tone pink droid. So, very pretty, and I love it. And then, actually, I have for this week's show, for Wednesday, I'll be working on a clone of Ellie because somebody saw the pictures in the Droid Outpost shop, I have photos of the droids I've done. And the first one we did was Ellie, my droid, who is right there, hiding in the dark back there. But somebody loved the design of her and wants an exact copy, which I never wanted to do a copy, so I'll have to find a subtle way to make her slightly different. Yeah, I'll be working on that on Wednesday after Valkyries. Valkyries is probably going to shift a little bit. We noticed that people don't super love on this channel when we play a game, but that's sort of what this friend group does, is we play the games together. So we'll probably be playing Fortnite at least to start, and then maybe we'll just get into a conversation. That show lasts an hour, and then we switch right over to Builder's Block. So you'll get to see 3 hours of me on Wednesday. But yeah, nothing on Tuesday because we're talking to Julia today. It's gonna be a great episode. I'm super excited to talk to her and learn about her story and all the stuff that she's up to. This is my first time talking to her, so it'll be great. I love you all. Thank you so much for coming and supporting Billie's show and the network. And for those of you that are sticking around because you are legit fans, I love that. I'm going to give more points, because that's what we should do. We are giving away one of the aforementioned droids. At some point, eventually, I'll be able to get back to that one on the stream when I don't have client projects to work on. And I'm working on a transgender droid that we will not be auctioning off. I keep wanting to say that. We'll be giving away once we reach the subscriber goal, which is 150. We're halfway there. So if you want to get us there sooner and get a chance to win that droid, type !droid in the chat. Actually, I'll do that, and you can follow that to see what's up with that. The only thing that's not listed on there is that you do have to pay for shipping. That's the only thing. I just sent something to... Where was it? I want to say it was like... I don't think it was Massachusetts. Maybe Minnesota? And it was $27. So it's about $27 to $40 for shipping. But for a droid that usually sells on my shop for $350, it's good, pretty darn good deal. And that the droid is about 6,000 points, and if you've been here for the whole show, you've already got 1,200, so you're well on your way. Plus all of the points you got just regularly just hanging out. You should, every 5 or 10 minutes, you should get some more points. So that's my spiel on that. Come back and see me in less than an hour for Julia. Bye, y'all. Love you. Thanks.